how do you see people? So I absolutely love people, but I also don't really like people. I find people very annoying. But I love observing people. So for just a quick background, my degrees are in, I have a bachelor's of science in biology and anthropology, and I have a master's of art in bioethics and medical humanities. But I really just enjoy observing people. So one of the things, every time I meet someone new, it's gonna sound strange, but I imagine them to what their bones will look like, because my favorite system in the body is the skeletal system. So, and my favorite class in anthropology was human osteology and skeletal identification. So I always try to imagine what their bones look like. I pay attention to their gait, I pay attention to how they're walking, and I love meeting bald people because I want to touch their heads, because I'm just curious to see how many facets I can find. But I think of, people's lived experiences. I pay very close attention to people. So, and people share their stories with me very freely, and something I'm really grateful for. So if you've ever shared yourself with me, just know I have the greatest gratitude for you thinking of me as a safe space that you can share yourself with me. So I listen to what's going on in their lived experiences. I listen to their background. I listen to how they're behaving currently. I pay attention to people in such a comprehensive way, such that and with that, I've also learned that I have really strong discernment. That's a gift from God. But also working with people, persons served that are nonverbal, I pay attention to body language. So a lot of people talk so much with their bodies and their facial expressions, and they say so much without saying so much. But I just really enjoy paying attention to people, and I just think that when I look at people, there's just always the curiosity. I'm easily concerned about their health, because people express so many things going on in their mind through their bodies. I'm always concerned about their mental health, like if they're okay just by how they're walking and how they're moving the shoulders. Some people walk like this, some people walk like that, and it's just, to me, I'm just always curious to see how I can be of service, because so many people present so many different things in their body language and how they interact with people socially. But yeah, one of my favorite things to do is to give people compliments. If I see someone walking down with their head look, or they're looking very shy or shielded, I'm always like, you look fabulous, you look great. And I honestly, the man how I go out of my way to give people compliments actually should be studied, because I recall I literally ran across the street to go tell this girl she looked pretty, and she looked at me like, what is wrong with you? But yeah, I love paying attention to people, and the details in their lived experiences, the history, and how they present themselves, and what choices they make based on these factors. Because so many people don't actually pay attention to why it is they do the things they do. So many people don't pay attention to what the choices they make and why it is they make those choices. And to me, when I just hear their stories and I hear the history, I'm like, well, that makes sense why you would do that. That's completely understandable, perfectly reasonable. And people are often shocked that I will find things reasonable. I'm like, yeah, once you share yourself, it makes perfectly sense. But yeah, one thing that makes me sad is how so many people think that they're crazy, or or their choices, or the thing how they move is weird, and all those negative thoughts. But it's oftentimes it seems like I run into people in the times where they really need to hear some sort of, to make them feel seen. And I thank God because of that, because I'm really grateful to be of service in that way. So yeah, how do you see people? I'm curious, because I absolutely love seeing people. I think it's one of the best gifts to be a human. Yeah.